apologies, my fancy clouds did not fly in this time. However, we're going to have to make do. So the PSTN switch off, we're all hearing about it constantly, but it's basically really pressuring companies to move to a cloud migration and making sure, I think a lot of times as well, people think that it's just going to affect phones. It's just going to affect landline, but lifts, fire alarms, payments, security systems, fax machines, everything that basically you have may be affected. And to replace them, businesses are really looking to Azure connected devices, VoIP systems, cloud PCs, which again we'll be discussing today, just for that reliability and of course the compliance regulations as well, because that's again a major factor which is pushing people to make the move a bit more. So the cost shock from VMware licensing is pushing UK firms a lot towards Azure virtualization and cloud PCs because you really do get more out of the investment. It's just crazy to think of the amount of services and software that may not work for people, however, they're still paying for, just running in the background or maybe haven't analysed it a lot. CSG are here to help you basically strategize what systems you're using and make sure that you can migrate your workloads to Microsoft Azure, basically to escape on-prem virtualization costs and avoid some expensive with hardware refreshes as well. It just makes it a bit more so as I love that Ed's nodding to me, I feel like I'm doing
No.
a good speech here. Which goes me on to my next point was aging and on-prem servers. Amount of times that companies will discuss, we've had this for 40 years or something like that. Obviously, I'm saying 40 to coincide with the 40th year, but we've had something for a long time. And we're not saying just chuck something away, but CSG actually work with a lot of our partners to recycle and repurpose old technology because obviously the environment is always at the forefront of what we do. But many UK companies are really underestimating the rising burden of maintaining old servers, physical desktops, everything. So with the move into cloud PCs, which we're going to discuss today, it's basically just a way that you can strategize this and no longer have the need for all this on service thing, which really helps the employees be able to work from anywhere as well. And also, whenever we say that, work from anywhere securely. So remote and hybrid work requires, again, I'm always going to say it, secure anywhere accessible computing. So while businesses are, let's be honest, hybrid working is here to stay. We're not all going to be in the office all the time, 9 till 5. A lot of people are on the road. A lot of people work from home. That is not going anywhere. And I think a lot more businesses now are getting more confident and comfortable with dealing with the demand for employees to work from home. However, some vulnerable traditional VPN cloud accesses can be a little bit risky. So cloud PCs and being able to access anything securely is something that Azure will be able to provide as well. And that takes me on to the Azure's enterprise grade security and compliances, which are really helping businesses keep up with rising UK threat levels. I mean, cyber attacks in the UK are continuing to rise. It's horrible to say, and I don't like to always remind people about how much of risk it is, but it is. And it's just so important to really put cyber threats into every strategy that you have now. I know it's one of those things that we've heard all the time, but it's no longer an IT issue. It's a full boardroom issue. It's not just the IT manager that has to worry about cyber attacks. It's the general manager. It's the marketing manager. It's everyone because employee awareness and knowledge is your first defense. So getting everyone involved and just talking about it. And we offer phishing threat training, which can be very useful as well. So also the US, I don't know too much on this because so I'm not going to go into it too much, but obviously we'll maybe ask Ed as well to see if he's got some expertise in it. But the UK ESG requirements are basically carbon reduction, on-prem services, and desktop fleets consuming a significant amount of power. It takes up so much power. And with AI as well, data centers, we all hear about how much power they're taking up. Azure is a way that you can use a system that is powered by renewable energy. And Microsoft is being committed to being
Oh
carbon
yeah.
negative by 2030. It's a major focus, isn't it?
Absolutely. Well, I can already tell you just on that, the whole kind of Azure network is already carbon negative. It's
Yeah.
already carbon negative, but then with that loftier goal of Microsoft to be, carbon neutral, but then being carbon negative by 2030. So it's currently carbon neutral, but then carbon negative by
Yeah.
2030. So yes, Microsoft, that's built into Azure. So absolutely it can help.
Oh, that's brilliant. So yeah, so cloud PCs, which we're going to talk about as well, they create far lower emissions than local servers. And I mean, just giving back that little bit to the environment, but also it's not just your personal preference, it's more of a demand now. It's more of a strategy in your marketing, in your CSR, and that's something that Azure and cloud PCs can help with. So quickly, what is the importance of a strategic move to the cloud? Because like I said, every organization is going to be wanting to do this, but we need to do it strategically. We need to make sure that we're really getting the most out of what we're doing. So cloud adoption without strategy, it can lead to risks, waste, and government failures. You may not adhere to the compliance regulations that you think you are by just moving to an unsecure cloud system or something like that. So security and compliance requires expert configuration. I mean, this is obviously what our customers know that we are here to help you with, but it's just really, really important to have those discussions internally so we can help you with that move. Cloud migration is complex. Anything that's good is obviously going to be a little bit complex, isn't it? So just doing something and just ticking a box isn't going to be a great way to really show that you've got an ROI on your cloud migration, which is why we are here to make sure that you have all of the support for each step of moving to the cloud. I've briefly covered the ethical and sustainable responsibility, but I can't stress enough how important it is for us to really put that at the forefront of our business actions for this year and the next few years. I mean, if we can reach the 2030 carbon neutral thing, that would be amazing. But it does mean that we're all going to have to come together to provide a little bit more support from that. And luckily, Cloud PCs and Azure basically helps to support that massively. Importantly, and finally from me before I hand over to Ed, it is just making sure that you are consistent with your servers, automated backups, high availability, and resilience to global issues as well. They don't work automatically though. They require the correct setup and they require continuous optimization with things updating, things moving. So cloud experts at CSG will be there with you all the step of the way to ensure that they are always working. That means your backups are working, your disaster recoveries, your failover in place. So basically, if something goes wrong, which hopefully it won't, your business stays operational during outages, during a natural disaster, or during something that is not out of your control.